Welcome to Crazy Biatch Asians. This is a podcast where we discuss the issues Asians can face in the Western world with a critical mind, a bit of healthy debate, and lots of tea. Hosted by Sydney-based digital marketer Sharon Jiang and journalist Juna Zhu.
Hey! On today's episode, we're exploring the world of Asian cuisines and the cultural taboo associated with specific foods found in this region of the world. Why in the Western world are we so desensitized to eating particular animals or parts of animals, and yet others make us squirm? What makes a food weird? We're discussing all that now. Shaz, I have a question for you.
Shoot.
What are 3 new foods you really want to try?
I think I need to preface to the audience that I am in fact vegan.
This limits things to the grain.
Exactly. I think I'm going to list foods that doesn't fall into the plant-based categories. So number 1, this is actually vegan. I want to try Japanese natto. Which is like that, it's a soybean type of dish, and it looks like a stringy type of bean thing. The second thing is, if I were a meat eater, I would want to try bugs.
Yeah, okay.
100%.
In the Western form bugs, like how they powder it, or actual...
No, like actual
fried ones where you
yeah.
find on the streets of Asia.
Exactly,
Okay.
like fried ones, like cricket, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate bugs, but since you've asked, that is something super strange I
Hey,
want to
they're
try.
high in protein.
Oh my god, 100%.
Low in fat.
Exactly. And apparently they taste exactly
Yeah.
like the thing that you fry them in. The third thing I would like to try in an ideal world where I'm not vegan is I've heard like pig's blood is actually quite nice. But it's always grossed me out. So even when I was a meat eater, I never had it. What about you?
Okay, my number 1 food that I do want to try, and I know I'm Asian, and yet I have never eaten this.
I feel like I know what you're going to say.
It's very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Is durian. I cannot believe I've never had durian.
I know, when you told me that, I was like, come again.
Yeah.
What makes you want to try it? You're just curious.
Just curious.
Yeah,
And you
okay.
said that it tastes like...
It tastes like banana ice cream and a bit of cheese.
See, I'm okay with banana,
Yeah.
ice cream, and cheese.
A little bit. It's like a mixture of those two things. It's like
Yeah.
sweet and savory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what's the second thing?
Second thing is actually something that's on this list that we're going to go into a bit later.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know how I like my sashimi and
Yeah.
anything Japanese food related?
Yeah.
It's something got to do with that.
Okay. We'll just have to wait until we get to that portion of the
Yes,
episode. What about the third
And
thing?
my third one is fish eyes, because you know how the fish eye is left to be eaten at a Chinese table
Yes.
for the eldest person to eat.
Yes,
I
yes.
do want to try that, but maybe I just have to wait until I'm really old.
Oh, exactly. You have to wait for your time.
Yeah.
You haven't had time yet.
Yeah.
It has to go to your grandparents first.
So one day.
Okay.
Obviously, this episode is all about food, glorious food. We were eating dinner one day and we got into one of our deep conversations, as we do,
As we do.
about why all of the most obscure or gross foods in the world come from parts of Asia. Quite literally, if you Google the world's top weirdest foods, it comes up with a list of Asian countries.
You're so right. And like even fruit as common as durian is still considered gross in many Western countries, which I can understand with durian because it stinks. But still, it's considered like very weird and very disgusting.
Excuse me, when you boil eggs, that stinks.
That's true. And like cheese stinks.
Cheese stinks. Blue cheese stinks.
Exactly. Let's be honest. So today we're going to discuss some foods eaten in Asian countries that the Western world will find unique.
Yes. Not gross,
Basically.
unique.
Exactly, unique. So before diving into this, we just want to preface that in no way are we promoting people to eat these foods, nor are we criticizing those that do eat these foods. We don't want this episode to be something where we make fun of cultures who eat certain things.
No.
We just want to share some of the things that, you know, you may have never heard of before. We've definitely not really heard of before. With that being said, let's just jump into it.
Okay, well, let's take a trip around the Asian continent, shall we?
Let's do it. Where are we starting?
I'm going to start off in Korea
Okay.
with, drumroll please, live spoonworms, aka penis fish.
Okay. Come again.
Penis fish. So the Korean word for this is kelbu. If you search up this fish, you'll understand why it is called penis fish. So it's like a long, pale brown, grey, pink colour, and it just is a long cylinder, nothing else. Yes. What makes this dish specifically strange is because of the way it's served. Raw and squirming. Nice and fresh. You could almost describe it as a squirming of pink, pale brown pasta. Yes. So obviously raw fish is eaten all around the world, but it's definitely not so energetic when it's served, which is why it is considered strange.
Yeah. Why does it move? Is it alive?
It's alive. The taste, it apparently tastes like salt water. Yeah. So the health benefit to this penis fish is that they're high in protein and low in fat and can boost your energy. Okay. Plus, they have aphrodisiac properties.
I was going to ask.
Yes.
I'm like, it can't be called penis fish if it doesn't have some aphrodisiac thing.
Okay, in a non-vegan world, would you try it?
I probably would. I mean, it's fish. It tastes like salt water. Yeah. I probably would. Yeah. Like, why not? Let's treat this episode as just literally in a non-vegan world. Like,
non-vegan world.
Literally. Yeah. Would you try it?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, why
definitely.
not? Exactly. It's not really the penis of a fish.
No.
It's just a fish that looks like a penis.
It boosts your energy.
Exactly.
Low in fat, high in protein.
Like,
tick, tick, tick.
What can go wrong here? Yeah. Nothing. Okay, so after the second one, we're going to the Philippines. In the Philippines, there is a famous egg, and I'm pretty sure many of you might have heard of this, or at least seen pictures of this. So it's the famous balut egg. So a balut is a fertilized bird egg, and it's usually a duck, which is incubated for a period of 14 to 21 days and then steamed. If you were to Google balut egg, lots of people feel really strange about it because it's been incubated for a length of time in which the animal has already grown its shape.
Yes.
So when you eat an egg, you don't really see like arms and legs and a face. But with a balut, when you peel it, you actually see like the little duck. So a lot of people get grossed out by that. So the balut egg is eaten directly from the shell. It's actually considered a great hangover cure because it contains something called cysteine, a substance that breaks down toxins in the liver. Oh, okay. And also in the Philippines, balut eaters prefer salt and or a chili, garlic, and vinegar mixture to season their eggs.
Okay.
You can also find it as a common street food, most notably in Cambodia and Vietnam. So besides the fact that you're seeing a little duck, would you try it?
So the first time I saw this balut egg was on an episode of Hamish and Andy's road trip.
That was literally the first time I saw it too.
The way that they portrayed it, it was pretty disgusting. And there was this old Asian woman sitting on the side laughing at them because they couldn't down the food.
Yeah.
But in saying that, if you blindfolded me, sprinkled chili, garlic, and a vinegar mixture on top of it, I think I would be okay eating it.
Okay.
Just blindfold me.
Apparently you can hear the little crunch of the beef. I don't know if that was on the Hamish and Andy.
Yeah, I remember hearing that too.
Was that on the Hamish and Andy show where they were like, oh, I heard the big crunch? Shout out to Hamish and Andy if you're ever listening to our podcast. Okay, so you would eat it.
Would you?
I don't know about this one.
Okay.
I think it's the visual of the baby animal that would make me a little bit queasy. What is next?
Okay, we're taking a trip to Vietnam.
Okay.
And there is a very popular dish that is the sandworm omelette. So this dish is prepared from live sandworms, which are caught from mangroves in the region Hai Phong. To make the dish, the sandworms are put in hot water to remove their tentacles and then mixed with raw egg. Then onions and various spices are added and the mixture is fried into pancake shapes until it obtains a crispy brown surface. Because the sandworms can only be found in autumn, the dish is not available all year round and is considered a specialty during the autumn. Some vendors use frozen sandworms to be able to serve the dish all year round, but the taste of the fresh sandworms is considered superior.
Okay.
In Vietnam, there is a belief that this creature can help improve arthritis, body aches, and the flu.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Give us some of that.
Yeah, I know.
We're going into winter soon.
Yeah. Would you try it?
I would. Yeah. I mean, it's fried into pancakes. So, like, what's the issue here?
Crispy brown surface.
I mean, I totally would.
Yeah.
Why not? It sounds really good. It's an omelette. I wonder what it tastes like, to be honest.
And I would like to taste the difference between the frozen sandworms and the fresh sandworms. What makes this so superior, the fresh sandworms? I reckon it would taste something like, you know, the Chinese oyster pancake?
Yeah, it might actually.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our guess.
Yeah.
We've never had it, but if we go to Vietnam,
we
may
will
as well.
definitely try it.
Exactly. Well, you would. I would hypothetically try it. Okay, moving on to South Asia. Let's head over to India. From a particular region in India, red ants are collected from the nests along with the eggs laid by them, and they are mashed and dried. Then it's mixed with salt, sweeteners, ginger, coriander, and chilies.
Yum.
Oh god, this actually sounds really good.
This sounds so good.
It sounds so good. It apparently tastes so amazing that even celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay, he's massive, added it to his menu. So red ants contain an abundance of healthy proteins and calcium. It's also high in vitamin B12, which is essential for the development of a healthy brain and the nervous system. And it's said that these ants can help battle depression, fatigue, and help build a strong memory.
Give me a kilo of
I
this
know.
red ant chutney now, ASAP.
I feel like I already know the answer to this. Would you try it?
Oh, hell yes. I need to DM Gordon Ramsay right now.
I know. Okay, so it's a chutney, which means that you can technically use it as dip.
Yeah.
Sweet potato fries, red ant chutney.
Oh, on a piece of toast.
Literally. What else do people eat chutney with?
Just like protein, like fish,
Oh,
chicken,
really?
meat, anything.
Okay.
Anything.
That sounds really good. And like in the beginning, I said I would like to try insects. This would be a great way to get into it. All right, where are we heading to next?
Okay, this one is from Japan, and this is the one that I said that I wanted to try at the beginning.
Okay, all right, spill.
So, in Japan, there is a very popular delicacy called Shirako or Shiraku, which translates to white children. Now, what this is milked or sperm sacs of a male cod.
Oh.
Before you judge me, just hear me out.
Okay, alrighty then.
Sometimes it's harvested from anglerfish, salmon, squid, and pufferfish. Emptier sacs are a translucent white or pink and more shapeless. Full sacs are white in colour, opaque, and much firmer than emptier ones. Unfortunately, it's a very acquired taste, and it's best described as runny cream cheese. So this can be served in a variety of ways. So tempura, nabe, grilled, and so forth.
Okay.
When served raw, the shirako is doused in ponzu and garnished with grated daikon, shiso, or finely chopped scallions, which also sound pretty amazing.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. So the health benefits. It's supposed to be good for your skin, has anti-aging properties, with high levels of protein and vitamins B12 and D.
I heard anti-aging and I thought,
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'll just smear that on my face.
I know. But you know what's interesting? Now that we've listed a couple of these weird foods, I find it interesting how it's like the condiments that make it like delicious.
Yeah.
Like if you were to eat anything raw, it's gross. But the fact that like a lot of these, you know, weird foods are paired with coriander, there's daikon, like scallions. That to me sounds really good.
And look, when served raw, I'm pretty sure I'd dip it into soy sauce and wasabi too, with a bit of ginger. Yum.
Yeah. Okay, so my question to you is, why do you really want to try this? Like, why was this in your list of top 3?
I've heard about it everywhere.
Oh, you've heard about it? Okay.
Because it's a very acquired taste.
Yeah.
People really dislike it or really like it.
Oh, okay. Next up, we're heading to Indonesia. And I actually have personal experience with this particular food.
Really?
Yeah, this one is for the coffee lovers. All the way from Indonesia, we have Kopi Luak, which is the world's most expensive coffee. Doesn't sound very weird right now, does it?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, coffee bean. But okay, hold on a second. There is a catch. It's made from poo.
Repeat that again.
Not human feces, thank God. It's made from coffee beans that are partially digested and then pooped out by the civet And this is a cat-like creature which is found in Southeast Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. So basically what happens is these animals, they eat these things called coffee cherries, and it goes through their digestive system and it ferments. And that's where the magic lies with this coffee.
Okay.
That's why it's so good. When they poop it out, humans will then take that poop and then clean it into something that we can drink, basically.
Oh, okay.
So the taste and benefits of the end result coffee comes from the cherries found in the civet's excretion. A cup of Kopi Luak can sell for as much as $80 in the United States.
Wow.
Unfortunately, as a National Geographic article pointed out, a lot of civets are caged, force-fed low-quality cherries and kept in inhumane conditions. So, not the best industry,
No.
but it's an interesting concept. And when I went to Bali once, I did visit like a coffee, I don't know what it was. It was like a coffee place. I don't really quite remember, but they sold stuff like this. And I bought a packet to give to my dad. And I'm pretty sure he like drank some of it. And he's like, oh yeah, this is quite interesting.
Did you tell him what it was?
Yeah, he knew exactly what
Okay.
it was. I was like, I bought this home for you. It's made out of like this animal's poo. So like, enjoy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I've seen them in person. Like, and they definitely sell them in Indonesia, 100%.
Okay.
So would you try this?
I would, but now that I know about the inhumane process, I would buy it if it comes naturally from that
Yeah.
animal and it's done in a sustainable way.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I would totally try it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not actually drinking its poo.
No.
Like, it's cleaned. So, honestly, relax.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, we've discussed some of the foods eaten across Asia that are considered strange, but why? Why is there this cultural taboo? And why are we so desensitized to eating particular animals or parts of animals, and yet others scare us or trigger us to squirm? Why are they defined as weird? Like eating raw fish is fine, eating pig belly is fine, eating snakes and escargot
Yeah,
is
100%.
considered a delicacy. Even ox tongue you can get in most restaurants around Australia.
100%.
So how can we just assume that these other more uncommon foods in the Asian world aren't just as tasty or normal?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. This is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like so much of that comes down to our social conditioning.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like low-key racist, maybe not like fully racist, but like slightly problematic when Anglo people look at Asians and say like, oh my god, you guys eat dogs.
Yeah.
That is so gross. Do you guys eat cats? You guys eat this? And I'm talking from a vegan perspective where it's like, to me, they're both animals. Why are you going to make a distinction between one animal that's a dog and one animal that's a sheep? Why? Because a dog is a pet?
Yeah.
So what? People keep lambs as a pet. A cow can be equally cute. It's hypocritical to me when, especially people in the West, like look at people in the East and like snigger at the food and like belittle people because they eat dogs. Why? Like, why is that? Because what? It's your social conditioning.
Yeah.
You've grown up eating with your parents at restaurants in which steaks are served, in which chicken, in which fish, they're all very normalized and they're all presented super well in front of you. Your brain is like desensitized to it.
Definitely, yeah.
For example, like the dog eating thing. Not that I condone it, but when people go home and they see their pet as a dog, they obviously don't associate it with food.
No.
But that's not the case in every single country.
You can eat fish as pets.
Exactly. Like, so what is the real difference here? What do you think?
Well, there was an article that was in The Guardian, and the writer, Dr. Kathleen Taylor, said this, and this really caught my eye. Disgust is contagious. So we catch it easily from others, and it tells us what's acceptable and what isn't. So again, it's this idea of influence. One person says it's disgusting and then it just catches on. It's like a chain. It's a food chain.
Exactly. I feel like we don't actually look at foods objectively. We look at it very much in connected to our childhood, connected to our emotions, connected to feelings of disgust. So what we're used to as a kid is what we think is normal. And if you grow up in a Western world in which supermarkets sell beef, lamb, chicken, fish as the things that you considered acceptable. Anything other than that is disgusting.
Yeah.
And like you said, if disgust is contagious, then people can pass that down to their kids, to their friends.
Again, it's this whole concept of we eat with our eyes. We were saying we'd eat it blindfolded because we can't see.
Exactly. What's interesting is I feel like a lot of these weird foods have been taken by like Western chefs and made super aesthetic.
Yes.
And then suddenly it becomes a trend. But when Asians eat it in, I don't know, their rural backyard, it's deemed disgusting. Why? Because like you said, we eat with our eyes and it's not presented in a way in which, I don't know, it's got like a flower on it or something.
But on a more positive note, it's great to see more and more chefs in the Western world embrace this idea of sustainable eating. So that's where they utilize the entire animal, so little to no parts go to waste. So for example, instead of just using the meaty fillets of a fish, they use every single part of the body, from the head, the eyeballs, brain, and the lot. And people find this appetizing. So there is a great restaurant in Sydney actually called St. Peter in Paddington. So the head chef is Josh Nyland, and his vision is to use fin to scale. So when I visited his restaurant, he made the most amazing food, like prawn crackers made from fish eyes. It was phenomenal. Actually, I have eaten fish eyes.
Oh, well, there you go. But in like the full of crackers.
I would like to do it at a traditional Chinese restaurant where I take the eyeball and eat
That's
it.
true. Yeah.
But because it was made into this amazing food, I ate it without hesitation.
Yeah, but okay, this is what really pisses me off though.
Okay.
I hate it when white people take something and then make it a trend. But like Asians have been doing it for centuries and been mocked at it.
Yeah.
It's as if something is considered culturally acceptable when a white person says it is. The idea of using a whole animal is it's ingrained in Asian culture. Asians do that.
You don't waste food.
Exactly. And maybe it comes from a need to eat the whole thing. Maybe in history, in Asia, people actually didn't have the money to just throw away the animal. I know that in China, when China was very poor, my parents had to eat the whole animal, not because, they wanted to. They didn't have a choice. They didn't have the money to be like, I want the best part of that cow and the rest of it will just go away. And it pisses me off when it literally takes a white chef to be like, I'm going to use the whole animal. And then people are like, oh my God, what a great idea. Hello, that is like not a new idea, mate. Okay.
I feel like you just pissed on my whole paragraph, so let's cut my paragraph out.
No.
Are you sure?
No, I think it's good if we disagree.
Okay, good.
I feel like that's an issue that a lot of Asians have to live with. And I think it's something that I had to make amends with. I used to get grossed out when my parents eat chicken feet and like ox blood and stuff like that. And now I'm like, what's wrong with it? What's the difference between eating that and like Wagyu beef? It's now time for CBA College. Yay. Like your tutoring school, except don't worry, we won't keep you here for hours lecturing you about geometry and calculus. Instead, both of us will be sharing our most interesting fact of the week, so you actually walk away from this podcast having learnt something.
Hopefully.
Exactly. So, what is your fact of the week, Gina?
My fact of the week kind of carries on with the whole food theme, combined with my gross theme.
Brilliant. Go for it.
So another food, uncommon food to add to your list is snake wine. So snake wine is an alcoholic beverage produced by infusing whole snakes in rice wine or grain alcohol. Now, this drink was first recorded to have been consumed in China during the Western Zhou dynasty and considered an important part of traditional Chinese medicine in curing people.
Wow.
So it's quite common in Vietnam now.
Okay.
And there are two main types of snake wine which utilize each part of a live snake or the entire snake itself. So the first type is steeped snake wine.
Okay, I'm really scared to know what this is.
So the whole venomous snake is placed into a glass jar of rice wine or grain alcohol, sometimes along with smaller snakes and medicinal herbs, and left to steep for many months. The wine is drunk as a restorative in small shots or cups. The second method is it being mixed. So the fresh body fluids of the snake are mixed directly into prepared alcohol and consumed immediately in the form of a shot. So it's fermented or then it's drunk immediately. So snakes are widely believed to possess medicinal qualities, and the wine is often advertised to cure everything from loss of eyesight to hair loss, and also to increase sexual performance. In Vietnam, snake wine is widely believed by some individuals to improve health and manhood. Yes, manhood.
And
manhood.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Okay, I'm a little concerned for the snake.
Yeah, it has received a lot of criticism.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the most humane thing.
Definitely not.
It basically dies of drowning. If you're like putting it in a jar, like it just drowns, right? Shit.
Or it's slipped so the body fluids make the wine so it can be drunk. Okay, what about you? What's your fun fact?
Okay, so mine has nothing to do with food.
Oh, good.
So we're literally going to put this food down and we're going to like take a step away from it.
I need a
into
break
something
for it.
else. Okay, this fact was actually given to me by Alex, my boyfriend.
Oh, Thor.
Oh, God, yeah. Okay, yes, exactly. For context, we do a lot of ocean swims together in Australia. So basically, you do like 1, 2, 5K swims. In the summer, lots of people race. It's literally in like the ocean. It's basically self-explanatory, ocean swim. And we thought, what is like the biggest ocean swim? Because we thought, oh, it'll definitely be in Australia. Like swimming's such an Australian thing. It's in Asia.
Of course.
But honestly,
what?
The stereotype is Asians can't swim. And the fact that Asia has one of, if not the largest ocean swim was actually astounding to me.
Australia is known for their beautiful oceans.
Exactly. And yet the biggest ocean swim is in Asia. Wow, so it's actually called the Sun Moon Lake Swimming Carnival. And it takes place in Taiwan.
Ah.
It's actually the world's largest mass participation open water swim event. So it's the largest as in it has the most amount of people, not as in like length.
Okay.
Exactly. So it attracts up to 25,000 entrants. And if you want to see pictures of this, Google it.
How do you even swim?
Exactly. But it's a non-competitive and a non-timed 3-kilometer point-to-point lake swim. So the difference between that and like Australian ones would be like Australian ones, you actually swim, as in you actually swim your hardest and it's a race and you get a time. So people smash it out with freestyle. But this is a little different. These participants, lot of them...
Don't tell me they have like floaties.
Yes, exactly. They sit on pool noodles and they basically like float across the lake. And I've seen videos where people were interviewed doing the swim and there's this team that was like, we are so confident we're going to finish it under 2 hours. 2 hours? I think it was something like absurd. So it's a fun event. It's not a competitive event. The point of it is to promote exercise and healthy lifestyle and to encourage physical education. So a lot of people swim with their friends. It's just something fun to do.
It's like a fun run.
Exactly.
But a fun swim.
With 25,000 people.
And floaties.
Yes. So please Google it. Google image Sun Moon Lake Swimming Carnival and you'll see that it's actually huge.
Would you do it?
I would totally do it. It's definitely something I want to do. If I go to Asia, if I go to Taiwan and travel, I'm definitely participating in this.
I'll meet you at the end of the 3
Yes,
kilometers.
but I actually want to swim it. Like with goggles and a cap and like
But then how do you line up? You got to be at the front so you can actually swim it. Otherwise, if you're stuck at the back, you're never going to get through.
I think the actual swimmers start first and then they head off and then all the floaty people are just kind of floating about. So
when COVID passes.
Exactly, when COVID passes.
Okay, we've reached the end of another episode. And a resolution of mine this year was definitely to try new foods. So whether that be something with origins from Asia or Europe or wherever in the world, this episode has really helped fuel that fire to accomplish this resolution.
Absolutely.
So I think I'm going to go out and try something new.
Maybe durian.
Durian.
I'll get you some durian.
Okay. Can you cut it at yours and then bring it over?
Yeah, all right. Just stink up my house. Thank you. I think I'm going to go away to a Japanese grocery store and actually get some natto. Because, like, that's not too hard to get. Like, I can definitely get my hands on some of that.
On that note, if you'd love to hear more from us, please subscribe to Crazy Biatch Asians on your favourite podcast app. And if you've got a sec, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts so we can keep going.
See you all on the Instagram at Crazy Biatch Asians for the best Asian memes. And you can also find us on TikTok and YouTube.
Yes. Chat soon, gang.
Bye.